Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you. Let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You tried banging on the lid to hopefully unsettle the dirt. Maybe somebody might notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to feel at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help, you know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are probably people standing by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you're abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and take something away called life? And if that's not selfish enough, taking that life away from the people that count and need you most, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, husband and wife, children and grandchildren. Pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you I will help you take your life back. Let's talk about the 3 reasons why alcohol actually is the most dangerous drug in the world. Make no mistake that alcohol is the most dangerous drug in the world. Alcohol is deadly. Very, very deadly. We have always made a point to make everyone aware that we do not have a problem with alcohol. Alcohol has existed for at least 10,000 years, folks. We are by no means taking a position that alcohol should be abolished. I definitely don't think so, because sociable drinking and responsible drinking is okay. We are by no means taking a position that alcohol should be abolished. Remember that. Or that you, if you drink, that you are doing something wrong. I don't want you to think you're doing anything wrong if you're a sociable drinker. Everyone has the right to make their own choices. We just want to make people aware of the truth. Number 1, alcohol kills more than all drugs combined together. While the war on drugs portrays the message that drugs like heroin and cocaine are dangerous, it fails to mention that alcohol contributes to over 100,000 deaths per year, while all other drugs combine only 20,000 together. Alcohol is especially cruel because it kills people slowly. Most alcohol-related deaths are due to liver problems that happen after years of alcohol use. In most cases, folks, alcohol leads to 3 types of liver problems. You have the fatty liver disease. It's a buildup of extra fat in the liver cells. Almost all heavy drinkers have fatty liver disease. However, if you quit drinking, the liver can heal itself and the fattiness goes away and the liver replenishes itself. Alcohol hepatitis causes the liver to swell and become damaged. Alcohol hepatitis can be mild to severe. It can 35% of the heavy drinkers develop alcohol hepatitis. It is severe. It may happen suddenly and lead to serious complications, including the failure of liver, failure of liver functions and death. Alcohol cirrhosis is scarring of the, scarring of the liver, which leads to poor liver functions. It is the last stage of chronic liver disease. When we look at the short-term dangers of drug and heroin, crack and cocaine are the most acutely dangerous, but alcohol is so much more dangerous. However, when we combine social, financial, and long-term effects of alcohol compared to heroin and crack, alcohol is by far negatively impacting everyone that abuses it. A study done by Lancet shows that peer-reviewed data on these findings. The MCDA modeling showed that heroin, crack and cocaine, and methamphetamines were most harmful drugs to individuals, part scores 34, 37, and 32 respectively, whereas alcohol, heroin, crack cocaine were the most harmful to others, 46, 21, 17 respectively. Overall, alcohol is the most harmful drug with a score of 72, and heroin a 55, while cocaine with 54. That's a huge difference. Number 2, drunk people do crazy things, let's face it. To say that drunk people do crazy things is a hard, broad statement and not backed by fact, just by people and action. Fact-based reporting is important, but for a second I would like everyone to look at their own experiences. How many times have you seen drunk groups of people, usually men, get into brawls? How many times have you heard of families being killed by drunk drivers, folks? How many girls have been raped, beaten by their attackers who were also drunk? When considering all the scenarios, alcohol does more damage than any other drug in itself. Now, for the facts. The damage caused by drunk driving. CDC government reports in 2012 alone, 10,322 people were killed by alcohol-impaired driving crashes in the United States. Of the 1,168 traffic deaths among children ages 0 to 14, 239 were involved in impaired driver or drunk drivers. Of the 239 child passengers ages 14 and younger who died in alcohol-impaired driving crashes, and over half were riding in a vehicle with someone that was behind a wheel that was either drunk or impaired. In 2010, over 1.4 million drivers were arrested for driving while under the influence of alcohol and or narcotics. That's 1% of 112 million self-reported episodes of alcohol-impaired driving U.S. adults each and every year alone, folks. Drugs other than alcohol, marijuana, and cocaine are involved in about 18% of motor vehicle driver deaths. These other drugs are often used in combination with alcohol. The relationship between alcohol and sexual assault. Conservative estimates of sexual assault, prevalence suggests that 25% of American women have experienced sexual assault, including rape. Approximately one half of those people, of those cases, involved alcohol consumption by the perpetrator, the victim, or both. Alcohol contributes to sexual assault through multiple pathways, often exacerbating existing risk factors. Beliefs about alcohol's effects, folks, on sexual and aggressive behavior, stereotypes about drinking women, and alcohol's effects on cognitive and motor skills contribute to alcohol-involved sexual assault. National Institute of Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, one half of sexual assaults involve alcohol. Those are very alarming statistics. One half, folks. Yet alcohol is celebrated within our culture. There is infinitely more money spent on TV advertising than money spent on sexual assault awareness and education courses. The relationship between alcohol and violence. It is so easy for people to label addicts. We see young kids on the street and we call them junkies. We even call them losers. The criminalization of addiction presents its own unique set of problems daily, because many drug addicts are put in prison for victimless crimes. Many times drug addicts are locked away for nonviolent acts. Alcohol, however, creates a hotbed for violence. Alcohol contributes to 2/3 in spousal abuse cases. That's a fancy way to say a lot of men get drunk and beat up their wives and their children. 30% of assault offenders, 60% of sexual abuse offenders, up to 57% of men and 20% were involved in marital violence, and 30% of child abusers were drinking at the time of their offense. National Institute of Alcohol and Abuse and Alcoholism in 1997 said that those statistics were very, very alarming. And last but not least is alcohol use celebrated. In other words, New Year's, maybe we go for a party, things as such. For the sake of misinterpretation, let it be said one more time that I, here to Take Your Life Back Today show, I'm not anti-drinking. I am anti-addiction. We are by no means claiming that people who drink are bad people. We are simply pointing out that contradiction of criminalization of people who are addicted to drugs like heroin and even marijuana while at the same time celebrating alcohol use. That doesn't make any sense. Anheuser-Busch spent $1.2 billion a year on TV advertising alone. Pressure to drink while socializing is very real, and it's felt by everyone. Alcohol is far the most abused drug in America, the most dangerous drug in America. The problems we have listed are just the tip of the iceberg. It is not hard to portray alcohol as a method to have fun. Beer companies spend a great deal of time and effort pointing and painting a picture of alcohol as a necessity to have a good time. Although difficult to quantify, know that the mindset keeps thousands of people from admitting that they have a problem getting the help they need. We know this because we talk about these people each and every day while we do our coaching. So what's the point? This is a difficult topic for us. It's not the responsibility of beer companies to fix the problems. They make the product and abide to business law and have the right to market and profit any which way they feel. The point is not to degrade alcohol companies or alcohol drinkers. The point is to try to build alcohol awareness. Alcohol isn't like any other drug. It is the most dangerous drug. It kills the most people. Most of all, it can give you major health issues. It can cause vomiting, violence, blackouts, rape, homicide. If we can somehow help the people understand the truth about alcohol, if you have an addictive personality and you drink a lot, then maybe people will respect it more. That is why alcohol is the most dangerous drug in the world. If you're an abuser of alcohol or any sort of drug, call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you, I'll help you take your life back. Bye-bye.